Welcome back to the Tommy Stone Show, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Today, I have a very, very interesting episode for you all. I'm going to be kind of going on a little bit of a different type of tangent. Of course, as always, I'm always going to be tying it back to what stocks you should be buying in the stock market, the future of America, and the future of a certain sector or industry or certain event that I think is going to happen. But today, we're going to be talking about education. And this is going to be a very wild video, so make sure you tune in and just kind of bear with me on this one because I think you guys should hear me out on this, and I think I have something very important to say that a lot of people might be thinking. My big problem with society right now is that we are obsessed with something that is 6 inches away from our face, but we can never fully grasp it. And that is social media. Social media is by far the poison of our current generations, and especially for our younger generations, it is going to be the poison, and it's going to be the cigarette of our generation. It's going to be the thing that has been slowly killing us this entire time, and we're going to act like we didn't know it, but this entire time we really knew that it was too good for us. And this is especially true for younger generations, including generations like mine. It seems like every single time that I turn my phone on, I cannot get away from a new person trying to sell me a course, somebody new riding a Bugatti, somebody new spewing some absolute red pill nonsense about how to become a better man. I mean, every single thing around us is about how to level up, get rich quick, retire young, have a beautiful woman. It is absolute ridiculousness. It is absolutely nothing but a circus. And it is making us believe that the only real things and the only true measures of success are materialistic items. And it really gets bad when you consider the opportunity cost lost for younger generations. Right now, you have younger generations chasing sports gambling, chasing day trading, chasing drop shipping, instead of learning and actually growing a real skill. Instead of going to, and not to be a cliche, going to the library and embracing the history of America, learning from the founding fathers, learning from our explorers, learning from the people who actually shape society into what it is, and not some social media, TikTok or Instagram influencer who's had some podcast equipment for just a couple months and has just started spewing nonsense. The opportunity cost loss with my generation is absolutely unreal. We are spending so much time worrying about how to attract every single girl that we can, how to look the best, rather than how to think the best, how to make the best art, how to inspire people around us, how to articulate ourselves the best. That is what every generation before us was studying and mastering. Literacy rates in America, it is actually so sad what has happened to literacy rates. And you don't even have to just talk about what's happened over the last 20 years or even the last 5 years with COVID and the new iPad baby crisis, where kids are starting at the age of 2 or 3 addicted to iPads, refusing to learn about the world around them, being stuck in a screen. I mean, that is a crisis in and of itself. But what I've been referring to is that nobody is pursuing the higher education, the higher arts anymore. Everybody wants to get rich quick. Nobody wants to put in the hours and the years of actually mastering a craft and learning that it isn't about the money and the materialistic items that come from your success that is your success, but who you've become while you've been building up this success is who you are. And that is the real journey, that is the real fun, and that is the real truth in this life. There is so much beauty to be found, and something that frustrates me so much is when people call school boring, because that is true. People are blaming the wrong people in the school system. It is not that school is boring. It is that teachers have ruined what education is. I have a massive, massive issue with so many teachers right now, and I don't like to say this bluntly, but in my current education system, I can only put on a hand how many fantastic teachers I've had, and I've been in school for about 15 years. Full-time, 15 years, and I've only had a handful of fantastic teachers. And these fantastic teachers, of course, have inspired me to the absolute limits, and they are why I call them fantastic teachers. But we need more teachers like that. And that is what I think we are not going to be getting because of social media. People are turning away from college. They are not even listening to these fantastic teachers anymore. And that is what is so frustrating about it, is you have a pool of teachers now frustrated with their students not caring, so they start checking out. And then you have your students now getting upset with their teachers for checking out. So you have a complete rift in the education system where nobody cares. And a huge reason for this is AI as well. And I know people harp on this, but AI is ruining the incentive to learn. It is making it too easy to know things, too easy to complete assignments, and too easy just to cheat and skirt the rules. But to the people who leverage AI correctly and use it in school, not only to expand upon what their teachers can only get through in about an hour's long worth of a session or an hour's long worth of a course material, What they can do with AI is unlimited. There is no limit to what you can do and what you can learn with AI, because simply put, it is every single teacher in the world put into one. Every single one of those 5 fantastic teachers that I said, I can have a piece of their mind inside of my computer talking right back to me, tuning out the other 200 awful teachers that I've had my entire life. And I don't mean to make this an exaggeration. Now, of course, not all teachers are bad. In fact, teachers are incredible when they are, again, what I said, fantastic teachers, because they motivate you and they motivate the student to want to learn more. A teacher is not supposed to be the person who teaches you every single thing. Again, the whole point is that the Padawan is supposed to become the master and exceed the master. Obi-Wan Kenobi was not training Anakin just to become the next Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was training him to become the next Anakin. And of course, it backfired and failed. But again, if Anakin turned out to be what he was, he would have been better than Obi-Wan by a mile. And it turns out when he was Darth Vader, he really was better than him. I mean, I guess whatever, you can all my Star Wars people can really break that one down. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the teacher is not supposed to just teach you what they know. They're supposed to teach you how to learn, how to become motivated, how to find the material, how to find your way around problems and obstacles in your educational career, how to want to find those materials, those authors, and those ideas that inspire you to create your own ideas and to further the field, to further philosophy, to further art, to further mathematics, to further quantum physics, to further science. Everything I just named. There are a million more fields for everything I just named that you yourself can go further and have an impact on. And that is what social media is ruining. It is making us feel like we cannot have an impact on the life that we control. That it is already set in stone what is and what isn't. That there is nothing we can do. We are born where we were. We are born who we are, and we cannot change it. And that, to me, is the biggest lie ever. You can change absolutely every single part about your life by just picking up a book, learning, being ready to accept that what you know right now is immute. It is a fraction of what you will learn by next week, by next month, by next year, if you just dedicate yourself to something you don't like to do right now, but I promise you it will inspire you. Nobody likes just reading every single part of their day. Nobody enjoys it, but everybody loves to be inspired, and everybody loves to learn something that makes them go, wow, this world actually is something that is beautiful and worthwhile and worth fighting for. And that is what real education is. That is what real writing is. We have been taught that writing is, again, these books from hundreds of years ago, that is what I've been shoved down my throat in school every single year. It is the same ridiculous books that are teaching me what people knew hundreds of years ago. I want to know what is changing now. Find those authors. Again, I might rag on the certain influencers that might be red-pilling our people and red-pilling our youth, but right now there are real teachers on social media, not only just, again, on TikTok and Instagram, but on so many other platforms. YouTube is one of the best platforms. Substack is one of the best platforms to learn how to financially control your life, and that is where I want to go from here. If you are an investor, I would be looking at the AI education field more heavily than ever, because from every single person I've talked to, college is becoming more and more like a scam, because more and more people are simply just checking out of the education system on both sides, teachers and students, because of AI. AI is driving everybody crazy, it's driving teachers crazy, and it's making students feel like they can just get through the work with no effort. And again, teachers don't want to just read AI essays all day. Who wants to read essays that their students aren't even writing themselves? That is a waste of time. But that is where this difference comes in. Students are now really using AI to teach themselves things inside of class, outside of class, and not only expanding what they're doing on an educational and academic basis, but for every single inch of their career, they are using AI to become better than the next person. They're learning more from AI. They are trying to become the next person in their field, and the only way you can do that is by using AI. And every single future successful person knows this. So if you are going into being an investor and you are wanting to use some extra cash around, I would look into companies that are specialized in AI development and AI learning. They are looking to create AI tutors, looking to create AI teachers, looking to create AI educational systems for people who might not be able to afford a traditional college route, where they can use these AI systems. And again, it's not like just an Instagram course. It is a real AI teaching you, like Duolingo teaches you full languages. You can learn a full language from an AI now. Now imagine that expanded into mathematics, reading, science, social studies, everything you can imagine. Articulation, public speaking. Again, you can even get as niche as basketball coaching, cooking. I mean, think about the endless limits that AI has of being a teacher, an unlimited teacher that can answer any issue you have, any problem you have in the field that you would want to tutor. It responds to you instantly, it responds to you at a very low cost, and it responds to you at the highest level of somebody in that field could. And again, there's a huge debate about how practical AI is, how good it is, if you should really use it in all fields of your life. I'm here to say absolutely. The people who denied the iPhone, the people who denied the internet, were the people who fell behind and ended up losing their company to the person who adapted it quicker, adopted it, and learned those problems, learned how to get around those problems themselves. Because guess what? AI might not be perfect, but you can learn how to make it as close to perfect as possible. How to prompt it, how to check the information, how to use multiple AI agents at once to check themselves. Again, you can do anything in this world if you put your mind to it, and that is what I am trying to say. So I know that was quite a rant, but all I'm trying to say is please turn off the Justin Biebers of this world, turn off the NBA, turn off the circus, stop watching the NBA and go play basketball. Go teach someone how to play basketball. I am so sick of people just watching, and that is what I meant. Social media makes you watch other people living life 6 inches from your face when you can just go grasp that same reality right outside. Go conquer this world. Be great. Thank you for watching today's episode of The Tommy Stone Show. Hope to catch you next time.